So hello my dear friends, welcome back. Welcome to your channel Cooking Astrology. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for subscribing my channel and liking my videos. Thanks a lot. So let's continue our journey, our series of Navamsa Chart in Vedic Astrology. And I've already covered particular videos with regards to houses of Navamsa. What does first house in Navamsa represent? All the way up to the 12 houses. And now I'm going to start the planets through houses, and I've already covered the first planet, that is Saturn, in the first house of your Navamsa Kundli, and I will link that playlist in the description section below so that you can please watch all the Navamsa series videos as well. And in this particular video I'm going to help you to understand the planet Jupiter placement in the first house of your Navamsa Kundli, and what kind of the results, whether the positive or the negative results that Jupiter is capable to bring in your life. Let's try to understand one by one. Most importantly, the quadrant houses in the Navamsa Kundli, first house, fourth house, seventh house and the 10th house, they actually have the ability to bring the factor of wealth in your life. So when I say wealth, this is not only the money part which I'm talking about. I'm more concerned with the prosperity, abundance, the kind of home or the lifestyle which you are going to enjoy. That things are actually governed by the quadrant houses. And first house is actually going to play a very, very important role in order for you to provide all such kind of stuff. It is not only necessary the first house of Navamsa is going to give you materialistic pleasures. Even the planet like Jupiter placement in the first house have the ability to bring a lot of spiritual pleasures directly into your life as well. Even the association of temples. When I say temples, you can relate with your own religion. It doesn't matter whether you are a Hindu, Christian, Muslim watching this video. You can relate it with your own religion. When I use the word temples, the Jupiter placement in the first house have a great significance, and that is connected with the Puranic or the ancient temples. Because here immediately after marriage, the first house of your Navamsa Kundli is going to become highly activated, and this is how both you and your life partner, they are going to combinedly looking into the perspective of the marriage. In the positive side, yes, Jupiter have the ability to bless you with abundance, prosperity, materialistic riches, and even the spiritual progress or the spiritual journey of your life is going to correctly go forward. But please pay attention towards the dignity of this Jupiter, whether this is posited in the zodiac sign of exaltation, in Scorpio, in the Aquarius, or in whichever zodiac sign. If the dignity of Jupiter is getting improved from D1 to D9, for example, in the D9 chart, Jupiter is posited in its own zodiac sign, in the sign of Sagittarius and in the sign of Pisces. Then you need to go back to the D1 chart, look the houses that are controlled by Jupiter. For example, if you are a Sagittarius ascendant in the D1 chart, then Jupiter is going to control the first house and the 10th house. It means the improvement in your career and in your ascendant, that is drastically going to happen immediately after marriage, because if its dignity is getting improved. But if the dignity of this Jupiter, Brihaspati, is getting weak in the Navamsa Kundli, then the dignity of the houses that are governed in the D1 chart, they are also going to get declined up to very large extent. Also, this Jupiter in the first house have the ability to create a lot of suffocation immediately after marriage. So when I use the word suffocation, this is not because of lack of oxygen you feel suffocated. This is eventually the death of the spiritual journey, or you can consider increase in the materialistic values, increase in the family values. Because first house is not only you, this is actually the impact of your partner into your life. Because 7th house in Navamsa Kundli is going to the exact representation of your life partner. Planet sitting in the 7th house is a pure representation of his or her nature, characteristics, each and everything, and directly opposite is the first house, and that becomes the 7th house of your life partner. So now how she or he is going to perceive the marriage part. The Jupiter in the Lagna have very strong family values. This is also going to have a lot of philosophical values present inside this Jupiter. So depending upon the dignity of this particular planet, the partner have the ability to bring a lot of value systems into your life. lot of philosophical values, even lot of ideologies, lot of belief systems that are drastically going to change immediately after marriage, because Jupiter is going to hit some kind of a punch directly in the Lagna, and that punch is going to change your programming, that mindset which you have inherited specifically from your own family. Maybe most of the time I have seen in my particular discoveries, Jupiter in the first house have the ability to bless you with a very good family, very good in-laws as well. Even immediately after marriage, the support system from the family side is also going to be directly present over there, but the suffocation part is going to be at extreme level, because here the heavy and bulky planets, even though it is a benefic or a malefic like Saturn, they have the ability to create some sort of suffocation. For example, there is 100% portion of your brain, so Brihaspati in the Lagna is going to occupy 80% of the brain. It may be because of your kids, because of your wife, because of your families. So this thing, Brihaspati in the Lagna have the ability to act as an obstruction in front of your spiritual growth and in front of your career as well. Whereas if the malefics are coming in the Lagna, they eventually have the ability to give upliftment, sudden upliftment in the career aspect as well. Even most important thing, if Jupiter is posited specifically in the sign of Scorpio, Aquarius and Capricorn. Once again I repeat, Jupiter placement in the sign of Scorpio, Aquarius and Capricorn. Then I will tell you this Jupiter have lot of pending and past life karmas that are particularly associated with the marriage and the married life aspect. This is the single most planet in the Lagna in these zodiac signs have the ability to bless you with the very karmic knot of marriage. And this is an unbreakable thing. Because Jupiter, if its dignity is getting weak in the Lagna, this will give you marriage, no problem. But this is going to give you a drag kind of a relationship where you will feel like I'm dragging something, I'm dragging something, I'm dragging something. Because that drag part is particularly going to come by Jupiter placement in these zodiac signs. The sign of Scorpio and even the sign of Aquarius and the sign of Capricorn, it represents some sort of a karmic footprints that are eventually associated both you and your life partner. And at the same time, if you pick up the Janam Lagan Kundli, that is the natal birth chart and the Navamsha chart of your spouse, you can relate how this Jupiter karmas are going to be connected with my and my spouse. Or you can do one more thing, you can superimpose the planets from the Navamsha Kundli in the directly the D-9 chart of your spouse or life partner. This is going to show you the exact impact which you are going to feel immediately after your marriage. Even most important thing, have you seen in certain households or certain family kind of a situations, there are some exceptional kids that they have the ability to reach towards the topmost of every position in whichever career or that pathway they are going to choose. This is that particular placement. Because Brihaspati in the Lagna, as soon as the marriage part is going to occur, this eventually going to create such kind of a belief system, or this is going to break certain your previous belief systems so that new belief systems they can start entering into your life. And as soon as that new belief system they are coming towards the Jupiter, then Jupiter have the ability to embrace all that belief systems. This also have the ability to give you very wealthy spouse. When I say wealthy spouse, it is not necessary like whether he or she directly after marriage have the ability to bring money or wealth into your life. It is not necessary, but you are going to receive some sort of indirect gains immediately after marriage. It may be, for example, right now your earning potential is that much. Immediately after marriage, Bhagya Utpatti is happening, unlocking of 9th house. Because in the Janam Lagan Kundli, Kal Purush Kundli, 9th house is your Bhagya, fortune or luck factor. So that unlocking of Bhagya is happening, and this will bless you with lot of wealth and money at the same time. Even as I told you the stories with regards to the temples, so temples are actually going to have a very great association with this Brihaspati. And in order for you to channelize the part of prosperity, the part of abundance in your life, I humbly request you to try to visit all the Kul Devta and Kul Devi's temple immediately after your marriage. Because sometimes Brihaspati in the Lagna, depending upon its dignity, have the ability to create a very difficulty at the time of conceiving of a child as well. I have seen many childless marriages that are eventually going to be seen with Brihaspati in Lagna if its dignity is very, very weak. Even most of the time, this Brihaspati, sometimes the parents, when I say parents now, that is the father and the mother, that is you and your life partner, they eventually have that kind of a mindset that we need to actually give up upon the idea of having a child and these kind of things. So it means you are blocking the energy of Brihaspati not only in the Napanch Kundli, in your Janam Lagna Kundli as well. So the childbirth, the event of childbirth with Brihaspati in the Lagna have the ability to bless you with lot of prosperity. If you are facing any kind of even progeny related problems, and this is particularly applicable to the female charts. If you are facing any kind of a particular problems with regards to progeny, conceiving of a child, I humbly request you, you can go for the adoption as well. But the children are actually going to play a very, very important part, specifically with Brihaspati in the Lagna, because Jupiter is a significator of most of the things. In a female chart, 80% of your life picture, marital bliss, satisfaction after marriage, satisfaction from your life partner, even any sort of blessings that you want to see in your life, that is directly going to come this Brihaspati. So Brihaspati in the Lagna of Napanch is just like a shelter. Suppose right now you are like sitting in a room, so you can see the roof above you, that the roof is actually Brihaspati. So Brihaspati not only have the ability to give you that roof and very good lifestyle, this eventually have the ability to give you a lot of spiritual inclination. And then suddenly after marriage, both husband and wife, they will start traveling towards the various temples. This is not only their Kul Devta, their Kul Devi temples, they will eventually start traveling towards lot of Vaishnav temples as well, lot of Shaivism temples as well, because temple energy is particularly associated with this Brihaspati, and that is very necessary for their spiritual growth. The negative part of Brihaspati in the Lagna, I told you, suffocation, because this is going to create a death of spirituality, because you will totally going to get engaged in the family activities, and it become very difficult for you to mentally free yourself up to think about something for the betterment of society or for the betterment of other people. So in order for you to remove this suffocation, traveling is actually going to play a very, very important role here. Even most importantly, don't solely rely upon the Brihaspati in Lagna. Please try to decode the mystery behind Jupiter placement in that particular zodiac sign. Pick that lot. For example, you are Gemini ascendant in the Navamsha Kundli, and Brihaspati is actually posited in the zodiac sign of planet Mercury. Now you need to pay attention towards the planet Mercury, whether this Mercury is forming any sort of a positive connection in your natal D-9 chart, either with 7th house or with 9th house. It means the Antardasha or the Prantardasha of this particular Mercury have the ability to trigger the event of marriage as well. Most of the time people are confused with timings, like I don't know the timings of marriage, I don't know timings of this thing or timings of that thing. Pay attention towards the zodiac sign placement in the Navamsha Kundli and pick that planet. Then check that planet in the Janam Lagna Kundli, in the D-9 chart where that planet is actually posited. Now wait for the transit. When that same transit of the planet is going to happen through that same zodiac time, this is eventually going to trigger some of the biggest life-changing events directly into your life. And similarly with Brihaspati, you also need to check the placement of Brihaspati not only in the D-9 chart, you need to check both D-9 and the D-9 chart. Try to read Vedic astrology not only through the angle of Navamsha Kundli. This is actually one bhag of the 9th house. Splitting of 9th house is known as Navamsha Kundli. Simplest explanation. So here not only the splitting of 9th house is important, the D-9 that is your natal birth chart, this is very important. Navamsha chart is basically introduced in order for you to study the karma. If you want to understand what are the karmic footprints that are actually connected between me and my life partner, pick that planet and look that planet in your partner's Kundli. That will show you the exact life karmas. Even in certain scenarios, the Brihaspati association with the Lagna can have the ability to give you the event of foreign travel immediately after marriage, or the meeting circumstances are also going to be happening through travel, because cultural differences with Brihaspati in the Lagna is acting as a saving factor in front of you. For example, with this Brihaspati, you are marrying in a same partner or within same community, same cultural background. That is also going to become a very difficulty from the sustenance point of view, because some sort of a alteration or some sort of a differences between you and the mindset of your spouse must need to take place. Only then you can balance out the placement of Brihaspati in the Lagna. Because bulky planets, I told you, bulky planets in the first house, this is not only you, the impact of marriage after, no. This is eventually how your partner is going to look into the 7th house. What are her or his demands, the need that specifically will eventually going to come after marriage. For example, before marriage, you are not at all a spiritual person. After marriage, you need to become the spiritual person. So this is the decoding factor of Jupiter placement in the first house of your Navamsha Kundali. If you are having any queries, any consultation with regards to your planetary placements, please do contact me at my email ID, and I will try my best to respond you back as soon as possible. Till then, please subscribe my channel below and make sure to hit the like button if you really enjoyed this video. You can send me super thanks as well, and even don't forget to follow me on Instagram as well, where I will try my best to regularly upload a lot of short videos as well. And I would like to personally thank you for giving me love specifically for the Lords Through Houses series. So that is much appreciated, and I'm going to share the wonderful knowledge of Vedic astrology so that you will also feel some sort of enlightenment. So till then, please take care of yourself and may God bless you. Namaste.